330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
To scream and shout. All right, we are getting beat 2-1. Boy, I've never felt so worthless as a talk show host that I am right now. All of our minds are where they're on the Guardians game right now. So we're gonna go through this together. Okay, Rainsburg, just kick me down just a notch. Nope. That's too much, right? A little bit longer, a little bit more. That's good right there. Okay.
Glad you said that. It was also blowing my eardrums out.
So we're going to try to maneuver through this together. Okay. Guardians, Tigers, Major League Baseball playoffs. Game 1 at Progressive Field today. It's 2-1 Tigers. And the ball game is in the top of the 8th inning. I'm trying to get the game on the app. On my phone, but back here in the studio, I'm not getting enough optics, so I'm going to have to go off the Gamecast, unfortunately. But it's 2-1 Detroit in the top of the 8th inning, and Tarek Skubal has just been an absolute beast for Detroit today. We're kind of lucky we got the run that we did. Gavin Williams pitched his butt off today. No problems with Gavin. It's just a good pitching beats good hitting. How many times do we have to say it? And that's what's going on right now in Cleveland. All right. Top of the 8th inning, Detroit 2, Cleveland 1, and the Tigers bat, and there's 2 outs, and Eric Sabrowski is now pitching for the Guardians. So that's where we are. Tigers 2, Guardians 1, top of the 8th inning, 2 outs, game 1 of the wild card playoff at Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland. And we will keep you up to date. If I have to, I'll do it pitch by pitch, but definitely out by out until we've got a winner today. But, man, the pitching on both sides has just been phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Oh, I mean, just it was going to be the game's not over, but it was going to be a tough ask for the Guardians to beat Tarek Skubal again. This would be the third time in the last 3 outings. That's just the law of averages say no. The law of averages say no, that's not going to happen. And so far, it's not happening. We guards ball to run across, and we tied the game at 1, and the Tigers shoved one across in the top of the 7th inning. It's 2-1. Now, the game started today. Weird start. Gavin Williams on the mound. First pitch, out. Second pitch, out. And then they put 2 hits together, and they take the 1-0 lead. I thought, okay. And then absolutely nothing on the board for anybody until the Guardians tied the game. And then, this is the one thing that kind of bothered me today. And I want to try to get through this thought process while the game is going on. The Guards scored a run at the bottom of the 4th inning. And after the run had scored, there was a brief delay because they had the review. The original call was out at home plate. Angel Martinez scored from second base, mind you, on just a little pop-up dribbler that landed between the pitcher, the shortstop, and the third baseman out by second base. And by the time the Tigers got the ball, and looked up. Angel was zipping around third base, and he went home. They called him out. Replay showed he was safe, so it was a 1-1 tie. Now, keep in mind, there were 2 outs. Okay? We had Jose Ramirez was at third. I forget who was at first. Brian Rocchio comes to the plate, and he bunts with 2 outs. It was a close play. If Rocchio beats the throw, Ramirez is going to score, and the Guardians are going to take the lead. But it was, I don't know if I would have bunted there. I understand it, I guess, and I partly agree with it. But I don't know. The way Scooble's throwing, maybe that's, I don't know. But we left guys at first and third at the end of the fourth that we maybe could have pushed another run across. I don't know. The way Scooble's pitching today, 50-50 shot. They took their shot with the bunt. They tried to get a bunt hit, put the ball in play, rattle them a little bit. I guess I'll go with it. So the game stayed 1-1 until the top of the 7th. The Tigers pushed a couple across. And the top of the 8th is over now. Good job by Sabrowski. So we are going to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's still Detroit 2 and Cleveland 1. How about this game started at 1:08 today? It is now 3:14 Eastern Standard Time, and we are in the bottom of the 8th inning already. This game is absolutely flying by. 2 hours and 6 minutes, and we're in the bottom of the 8th. So far, the line scored today, Detroit 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Cleveland 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors. We had an error in the first inning. That helped Detroit score their first run of the game. So we didn't exactly play clean baseball today so far. So 2-5-0 Detroit, 1-3-2 for the Tigers. How about Tarek Skubal today? Oh, and he's still pitching. Why wouldn't he be? 7 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 14 strikeouts, for God's sake, and 2 walks. We've struck out 14 times today against Tarek Skubal. I guess we're lucky it's only a 2-1 game. Anyhow, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's see, how many, it won't tell me. I'm trying to get a pitch count on Skubal. He's got to be over 100 pitches. He has to be. So that's where we're at. All right, so don't mind me. I'm going to sit here and watch the game. It's all yours, Rainsford. No, I'm kidding.
Well, today on the Sam Bourquin Show.
It's all yours. You know, it's probably good that I can't get the game on my phone TV back here.
It's probably for the best.
Because I would be completely not paying attention to anything that's going on. By the way, if you want to weigh in today on the game, your thoughts, we'll deliver those comments as we go here today. You can text the program at 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. You can also drop your comments in the comments section on the Q92 radio page on YouTube. And while you're watching and listening to us on the 1310 WDPN Facebook page and X page, you can drop your comments there as well. We'll just go live. We'll go real-time conversation here during the show. We'll be with you until 6 o'clock tonight. Hopefully, I was so hoping when I found out these games were going to be at 1 o'clock, I knew we were going to start at 3. And I was so hoping that these games would be fairly quick, and they are, but I want to win. And I just want to do a show with a win. Okay? I want to do a show after a win. Now, if we got to do a show after the loss, so be it. And then we can start talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda, and ifs and buts were candy and nuts and all that stuff. But, all right, we got a runner on. Here we go. Guard's got a runner on. Bottom of the 8th. It's 2-1 Detroit. And is Skubal coming out? My God, he walked Austin Hedges. Holy smokes. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's going to be one of those days again for the Guardians. When you walk Austin Hedges to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning, boy, are you asking for trouble. So that's where we're at right now. Hedges on first, and it's 2-1 Detroit. Guards are up. Nobody out. 1 on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Stephen Kwan. Grounds out to shallow infield. Skubal throws him out. But we get our runner advances to second base, and Petey Halpin has come in now to run for Austin Hedges. Okay, so we got a runner at second. Two outs now. Doggone it, I thought that was only one. 2 outs now. We got a runner at second, 2-1 Tigers, and Skubal is still in the game. He's thrown 107 pitches. Okay. And I'm waiting for Angel Martinez to come to the plate. He is 1 for 3. He's a pretty good contact guy. A base hit here will get Petey Halpin around, and we'll tie this game. A base hit here will tie this game. So that's the deal. Now, also the Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day today, kind of revolving around the playoffs. With the playoffs getting underway today, what do you prefer, day games or night games for Major League Playoff Baseball? Now, I know the World Series, obviously, prime time. But like the wild card and division play, do you prefer daytime games or do you prefer nighttime games? Of course, a lot of us are working today, but not everybody works these hours. So some of you may prefer night games and some of you may prefer during the day. But we'll get to some of those results and some of those comments as we move along here on the show. A little bit later on today, we'll talk a little football. The whispers are getting a little bit louder. Dylan Gabriel could replace Joe Flacco as the Browns play the Vikings in London on Sunday. No official word, but the whispers are getting louder. So we'll check in on that. We'll check in on the Monday Night Football doubleheader last night as the Dolphins beat the Jets and the Broncos smacked the Bengals around. Did you see that Tyreek Hill? Did you see him dislocate his knee last night? Ugh.
Oh, that's never.
Oh, that was one of the most grotesque injuries I've ever seen.
That's always hard to watch.
It was disgusting, just disgusting. Anyhow, he's done it for the year. Surgery coming up. Hope he comes out all right.
But they didn't just set that and run him back out there. That's not how that works.
No.
Man.
Maybe back in the 70s, but not now.
They just
rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
I don't care if your bone is sticking through your skin or not. Get out
morphine. Get out there.
That's right. We will get into the high school football computer football rankings a little bit later on today as well. We got on this day in sports history, and we'll check out the college football top 25. All that going on today. But right now, our minds and our thoughts are at Progressive Field. I'm right with you. Bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs. It's Detroit 2, Cleveland 1. And we finally got Skubal out of the game. All right. West is now pitching for Detroit, and Angel Martinez is at the plate. So we got a runner sitting out there at second base. Tigers lead the Guardians 2-1, bottom of the 8th. It's game 1 of the wild card series round up in downtown Cleveland. And I am very patiently watching right along with you. Although I'm watching Gamecast, which really sucks. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. It blows. But that's what I'm left with here. All right, Bo Naylor is at the plate. West is on the mound. Petey Halpin is our pinch runner. He's at second. Detroit leads the Guardians 2-1, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. So that's where we are at right now. First pitch, slider, fouled off to the left and out of play, 0-1. Well, there is nothing more. You know how hard this is right now? You know how much this is killing me right now? To watch this on a game cast while trying to host a show. And you're just helpless. Like, I can't do anything. I just got to wait for this computer illustrations to pop up. Ball, strike, hit, out. But that's where we're at right here. 2-1 Detroit. Bottom of the 8th. We got a runner on second that the Guardians do. And Bo Naylor is at the plate. And Vest is on the mound for the Tigers. So that's where we are. 3 o'clock, about 3:15 today, the Padres and Cubs. They are just underway. 6 o'clock tonight, the Yankees and the Red Sox will play. And then at 9 o'clock tonight, the Reds and the Dodgers. Bo Naylor grounds out to the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson, and that is the end of the inning. Well, so much for that. So we'll go to the top of the 9th inning. It's Detroit 2 and Cleveland 1. Top of the 9th coming up in Cleveland. Tigers lead the Guardians by the score of 2-1. Let's check out the Sam Bourquin Show poll question here. Jeff says, hey, I like both. Day games and night games work for me. George says, I like both, but I prefer night games. Kim, checking in down in Texas, says she likes the day games because she's in Texas for good weather, but night for all my Cleveland workers and students. Gotcha. Ryan checking in. Nighttime. I have to work Monday through Friday during the day. Not good. Dora says nighttime, Sammy. Pam checking in. Nighttime. However, as long as Cleveland is playing, I don't really care. Just win. Tracy checking in says nighttime for me. Doug says I prefer day games. Mary Jane says I like them in the day. At least I can watch part of the games. And Jimmy checking in says nighttime so he can watch. Poll question of the day with the Major League Baseball playoffs already underway. What do you prefer? Day games or night games? Throw us your comments on our social media platforms. You can also text in 330-924-7088. All right. We're going to take a break. We're coming up on 26 minutes past the hour. We will step aside. We get back. We should be in the top of the 9th inning in Cleveland. It's Detroit 2 and the Guardians 1. We'll come back and we'll watch and live through this together when we get back after the break. 1310 WDPN.
America, our military is sacrificing for our freedom. Please take time to remember our men and women fighting overseas. This salute is courtesy of Diamond in the Rough Property Solutions, serving our community with dependability and excellence. For all your residential and light commercial remodeling needs, call the professionals at 330-763-0089. 330-763-0089. That's Diamond in the Rough Property Solutions, reminding everyone to hire smart, hire a vet.
This isn't a haunted house. It's a haunted factory. The Factory of Terror in Canton is now open. 5 blood-curdling haunts under one roof. And when you think you've survived, 5 killer theme bars. If your nerves can handle it. Over a mile of fear, no safe zones, no turning back, every corner, something's waiting. Get your tickets now at FOTOhio.com. Factory of Terror, where the fear never dies.
In classrooms across the country, chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent.
Julio M., grade 6, absent.
Aisha S., grade 12, absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs, like transportation, healthcare, a working computer, mental health support. The list goes on.
Olivia H., absent.
Preston L., absent.
Chloe B., absent.
The reasons why they're absent are very real, and yet the solution is someone present to help them along their path. When site coordinators from communities and schools are on hand, they connect kids to the resources they need. And when they do, 99% of students are present and remain in school throughout the year.
Jacob O., grade 10,
Present.
Communities and Schools works directly with students, helping them overcome obstacles to succeed in school and in life. Learn more at communitiesandschools.org. Being present matters.
All right, let's go. 327 here on the program, the AM 1310 WDPN. Don't forget you can watch, listen, and comment on the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Sam Bourquin in studio, Ryan Rainsberg across the glass. All right, we're at the top of the ninth inning. Spencer Torkelson just got plunked, so he is at first base. Cade Smith is all over the joint. He's thrown 4 pitches. 3 of them have been balls, and 1 was a hit batter. 2-1 Detroit in the top of the ninth inning. Detroit 2, Cleveland 1. Cade Smith on the mound. And let's see here. Green is at the plate for the Tigers. All right. 2-1. 2-1, man. What a pitching matchup today. What a pitching matchup. If you're just turning the TV on, if you just turned us on, we'll kind of get you caught up here. Tarek Skubal started for Detroit today. Gavin Williams for Cleveland. Now the Tigers just got another run on, or another base runner. Riley Green walked. So Torkelson got hit, and Riley Green took a walk. So Cade Smith has walked a man and hit a man. Top of the ninth inning, Detroit 2, Cleveland 1. You have to keep this at a 1-run game.
We got a
have to.
text from Buck that says, Skubal is really good. Cleveland helps him by having Rodriguez, Big Xmas, Rocchio, and Hedges in the lineup.
Well, we only struck out 14 times today, so there's that. Tigers with 2 on now, top of the ninth, they lead 2-1. Guards have to keep this in a 1-run game. Absolutely have to keep it right where it's at. Not that we have to go up against Tarek Skubal anymore today, but let's just keep this at 1. Oh, and by the way, there's nobody out. So the Tigers are looking to possibly deliver the knockout punch today as far as game 1 is concerned. Now, tomorrow, 1:08 the first pitch. That would be game 2. And if there is a necessity for game 3, that would also be Thursday at 1:08, the Tigers and the Guardians. All right, Perez out on a sacrifice bunt. So Riley Green has moved up to second, and Spencer Torkelson is up to third. So the Guardians get their work cut out for them now. 2-1 Detroit. Tigers in the top of the ninth. They've got 2 runners on with 1 out. We have got to get to the news. Hopefully some decent news. When do we get back here on the Sam Bourquin Show? Hang out with us here. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Let's go, Guards. 1310 WDPN.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. There's no sign yet of an agreement in Congress that would avoid a government shutdown at midnight. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
Without an agreement to fund their agencies, some 750,000 civilian workers could be forced to stay home. Millions more in the military and civilian ranks would be expected to work, protecting life and property. After the last shutdown in 2019, Congress changed the law to ensure that all federal employees are made financially whole whenever a shutdown ends, whether they were furloughed or not. The Congressional Budget Office estimates in this round it could cost taxpayers $400 million a day to pay federal workers who'd be barred from working.
President Trump is proposing using American cities as training grounds for the armed forces. He's suggesting U.S. military might be deployed against what he describes as the invasion from within. Addressing military brass summoned to Virginia today, Trump outlined a muscular and at times norm-shattering view of the military's role in domestic affairs. He was joined by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who declared an end to what he described as woke culture and announced new directives for troops that include gender-neutral or male-level standards for physical fitness. The messages underscored the Trump administration's efforts not only to reshape contemporary Pentagon culture, but to enlist military resources in the president's priorities and in everyday American civic life. Turning Point USA's college tour is returning to Utah today for its first event since its founder Charlie Kirk was killed on a college campus there. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
Making a stop at Utah State University in Logan, Utah, about 2 hours north of Utah Valley University, where Charlie Kirk was killed, Turning Point USA is resuming its college tour. The event was scheduled before Kirk's death, and Turning Point USA sees it as a showcase to finding its path forward without Kirk at the helm. The college tour is being headlined by some of the biggest conservative names like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and Glenn Beck. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The outer bands of Hurricane Humberto lashed Bermuda today as it approached the tiny British territory, with newly formed Hurricane Imelda following closely behind. A hurricane warning was in effect for the island located in the North Atlantic as forecasters warned of dangerous seas, strong winds, and heavy rain. Humberto was expected to pass well west and north of Bermuda today and tomorrow morning. Imelda was expected to pass near or over the island tomorrow afternoon as a Category 2 hurricane, that according to the Bermuda Weather Service. It's 81 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Forecast for this afternoon calling for sunny skies and a high near 82 degrees. Clear tonight, a low down to 49. Wednesday, sunshine, a high near 73. Mostly sunny Thursday, a high 74. Sunny Friday, a high near 77. That's your WDPN weather.
All right, back here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. All right, we escaped any further damage. The Tigers left 2 runners on in the top of the 9th inning. Holy smokes, Cade Smith was literally crapping himself, but he got out of it. So the game is in a break. We'll be heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. Detroit 2 and Cleveland 1. Game 1 of the wild card round at Progressive Field today. So far, the line score: Tigers 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Guardians 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors. This is how the scoring happened today. Spencer Torkelson singled to shallow left field. Kerry Carpenter scored to make it a 1-0 game. For the Guards, Gabi Arias singled to shallow center. In other words, a little bleeder that dropped in. Jose Ramirez went to third. Angel Martinez scored all the way from second base. And it was a 1-1 ball game until the 7th. Zach McKinstry out on a sacrifice bunt to shallow left. Jean-Kenzie Noel to Brian Rocchio. Wencel Perez the second. Riley Green scored. I know that's a weird way to read it, but that's how it's read. 2-1 Detroit as we get ready to go to the bottom of the 9th inning up in Cleveland. 78 degrees. The first pitch today. Winds blowing out of the north-northeast at 15 miles per hour. Coming into the ball game today, Detroit on the money line was minus 165. The over-under was 6.5. And this baby's going to go way under 6.5. Especially if the Guardians don't tie the game here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So here we go. What do you think? I know you're watching the game today. You're listening to the game. We're just kind of watching and listening with you. But what are your thoughts right now? 330-924-7088. You can text in 330-924-7088. You can also join us on WDPN X page, our Facebook page, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. We appreciate all of you that are out there listening and watching today online. We know that the game is where it's at, but we certainly appreciate you joining us here today, at least so we can kind of watch and listen together, right? It's always fun to watch and listen to a game with other fans, right?
So
you might even get a chance to hear me swear today. So this will be good.
Not if I can help it, Sam. That's my responsibility.
Well, I'll try to let you know.
Give me the wide eyes if you just right before you let loose. Just look at the camera crazy. I got you.
Let you know if there's a bomb coming. Poll question of the day with the playoffs starting today. Just kind of wanted to get your opinion here a little bit. What do you prefer, day games or night games? Major League Baseball playoffs, especially the first couple of rounds. We know the World Series should be and always will be in prime time. What do you think? Playoff games, day games or night games? Let us know on our social media platforms. Kimmy chimes in, day games, but I would prefer night. Don't care as long as my team is winning. Ralph G says, daytime. I work a little different shift than most. Marcy says, I love the games at night. I feel like we play better at night. And Jonah says, I prefer the Guardians play at night, but if they're winning, don't care. Keep them coming in on our social media platforms. What do you prefer, day baseball or night baseball here for the playoffs? Okay, here we go. Bottom of the ninth inning, 2-1 Detroit. The Guardians have a runner at third base and nobody out. And I have no idea what happened. It's not showing up on my screen, but we got a runner on third. I'm a nervous wreck. That's so unprofessional. I apologize. I can't help it, though. I'm a fan. I'm trying to be a professional radio guy, but I'm also a fan. And my team is down 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth inning to Detroit. Okay? Oh, okay. We got a 1-2 pitch, 1-2 count. We've got a runner on third. Detroit 2-1 over Cleveland. Bottom of the ninth inning. Nobody out. Guards with a runner on third base. Oh, my God. This is unbelievable. So I don't know who got the hit, but we got a runner on third base. 1-2 count. Valera is at the plate. Okay? George Valera is at the plate. I wish I knew who was at third. Oh, Hosey. Hosey's at third base. He singled and then advanced to third on a throwing error by Javi Baez. Okay, so Ramirez is at third. Good speed. And we got George Valera up at the plate with nobody out in the... Oh, if we could pull this game out today. Wow, is this show going to turn into Crazy Town? Wow, this would be really cool if they could do it while we're on the air. Okay, 2-2 count now. 2-2 count. Valera is at the plate. Guardians trail 2-1. Jose Ramirez is sitting down there at third base, just waiting to be coaxed in. I don't care if we get home on a wild pitch, a hit batter, a bunt. I don't care what it takes. Just get him in. Get Jose in. 2-2 count. Vest is on the mound. Valera at the plate. And I think Valera just struck out. I think. He did. All right. 1 out. 1 out, bottom of the ninth inning, 2-1 Detroit. Hosey's at third. And the Guardians got 2 more whacks at it to tie the game. Man, I'd have been thinking about maybe bunting there. I don't know. It's hard to say. You just want to get the run in. All right, Kyle Manzardo is up, takes the first pitch for a ball. Or for a strike, I beg your pardon. So things are getting a little tense. Things are getting really tense. Where's my water? I need my water. I'm going to put this over here, just in case.
I'm looking at Google's more simplified version of it. I was trying to find a more informational version for you, but I found a less informational version.
Okay.
I'm with you over there.
All right, so it's 0-2 now. Manzardo at the plate. 2-1 Detroit. Ramirez at third. The Guardians are down 2-1. There's 1 out in the bottom of the ninth inning. You've got to get Jose home to tie this game. I think I like our chances if we can tie this game up. Manzardo is down in the count now, 0-2. So Vest is the pitcher. Manzardo hits into a force out. Jose is out at home. Oh, my goodness. So, according to the Gamecast, there was a ground ball, and Jose broke for home, and they threw him out at home plate. That's 2 out. 2-1 Detroit. Manzardo was on at first base, and C.J. Kafis is coming to the plate. Oh, my goodness, we couldn't get a run in. Again, I can't see what's going on. I don't know where that ball was hit. Deep third. Close in at first. Second or shortstop, I don't know, but Jose apparently tried to score, and they got him out. C.J. Kafis flies out the center field, and that should be the game. It is. It's over. Final score, Detroit 2 and Cleveland 1. So the Tigers lead that best-of-3 wild card 1-0, and we'll play game 2 tomorrow, 1:08 at Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland. Wow. All right, that's it. Detroit 2-1, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Cleveland 1 run, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Tarek Skubal gets the win. Gavin Williams takes the loss. And the game is over. It took 2 hours and 34 minutes. And the Tigers beat the Guardians by the score of 2-1. All right. Well, that stinks. That stinks.
Joey called back there to say, go ahead and be a fan, Sam, by the way.
I am.
He wanted
I am.
He wanted to know that he was cool with it.
All right. Now everybody and their mothers texting me and... Yeah, well, okay. Doggone it. Well, chalk that one up to an unbelievable pitching matchup. Vegas had it right on. They knew it was going to be a low-scoring, crazy pitcher's duel, and that's exactly what happened. Final score, Detroit beats Cleveland by the score of 2-1. All right. Now, I bet all of you now are really in the mood to answer our poll question, right? Would you rather play games at day or would you rather have playoff games at night? Let us know. You can text in 330-924-7088. You can drop your comments on all of our social media platforms. Final score, Detroit 2 and Cleveland 1. Now I really want to know. I want to know where that ball was hit in the infield when Jose tried to score and tie the game. He was thrown out at home plate, but I want to know where that ball was hit. First, second, third, short. Was it shallow? Was it deep? Was it in the hole? Was it on the edge of the grass? I would love to know where that ball hit. Because Jose's got pretty good speed. But that must have been like a rocket hit right at somebody. I'm seeing reports now on social media. A rare mistake by Jose. Guardians fall 2-1. All right, what happened? I need to know what happened. Should he not have gone? Somebody text in or comment on our social medias. Let me know. Or Rainsburg, let everybody know how they can go. They can come on the air with us.
Well, if you're watching our show on any of our streaming platforms or websites, you can go to the description of the video and click the link where it says Talk to Sam, and you'll hop right in. I can add you to the stage, and you can talk up to him about whatever you want.
All right,
talk to both of us.
So do that. If you're watching or listening on X or on Facebook or the Q92 Radio YouTube, hit that link where it says Talk to Sam here. It'll show up, https:/StreamYard.com. Hit that link, and we will bring you in virtually into the studio here, audio, and we can talk here on the air during the show, which is kind of what we're supposed to do anyway.
No account, no sign in.
Yeah, just do that. Click that link.
Your phone, enable your microphone.
Yeah, click that link, and that's what we will do. Okay, and until we get the phones rectified, this is kind of what we have to do. Hopefully, it will not be much longer.
And I know it says Talk to Sam, but I'm here too.
Yes, don't leave poor Rainsburg out in the cold. So go to that link if you're watching and listening on social media, X, Facebook, doesn't matter. It could be Q92 Sports, could be my page, could be DPN. Click that link that'll get you into the studio virtually, and we can talk about what happened today up at Progressive Field. Tough loss, but who said it was going to be easy, right?
We have a Facebook comment. It says, Jose wasn't thrown out at home. The ball was hit to the pitcher. He was caught in a rundown and tagged by the pitcher.
Oh, no, Jose.
So thank you, Robert, for the comment on
Thank
Facebook.
you, Robert. Oh, that just makes it worse. That makes it worse. A bouncing ball back to the pitcher. You can't go home on that. I know scoring opportunities are at a premium, but you can't do that. I can't believe Jose Ramirez did that. He is a very, very smart base runner. Oh gosh. Okay, that hurts. That really hurts. Now I'm just dying to watch the replay.
Another comment on Facebook from Bill says he automatically took off for home without waiting to see how hard the ball was hit.
So it was more or less like in baseball, they call that a contact play. Like as soon as you hear the crack of the bat, you go, which I don't agree with. I hate that. I hate that. You got to know the situation there. And when it's that, the pitcher's only 60 feet away. You can't go on contact there. I'm sorry. That's a bad base running mistake. And I know it's Jose, but I'm sorry. That is bad baseball. If that indeed is what happened, it sounds like that's what happened. That's bad baseball right there. Now I'm getting angry. Now I'm wishing I had something else inside my Yeti cooler. Now I'm getting angry. I can't believe that. I can't believe that happened. 2-1 Tigers beat the Guardians. Game 2 tomorrow, 108. Tanner Bybee is going to throw tomorrow for Cleveland. If it goes to a Game 3, and we certainly hope it does, then it looks like Slade Ciccone is going to be pitching for the Guardians on Thursday, but it will be all hands on deck. So everybody will need to be ready if there's a Game 3, because if you don't win that, then you're done. And then all of this hoopla, all of this fun, all of this excitement, all this drama, all this nerve-wracking, goosebump, white-knuckling, nail-biting is all gone if you don't win the series. And then, after a couple of days go by, and the good feels are gone, and you know what happens? And you know what happens? Then it all comes out. People start getting mad, angry, and I can already... That's playoff baseball. That's playoff baseball. Dougie checking in. Jose should have never strayed that far off a third. What the hell was he thinking? All right, now I'm getting PO'd. All right, what happened? Text it in 330-924-7088 or click that link. Talk with Sam. Click that link if you're watching or listening on X, Facebook, or the Q92 page on YouTube. I want to talk to you. I want to hear from you. Let's break this game down. 2-1 Tigers. Game 2 is coming up tomorrow, downtown Cleveland. All right, I'm going to regroup here. I'm going to get a couple of stats together, try to come up with a couple of audio highlights we can intertwine in the broadcast, and we will talk to you when we get back. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below. You take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
All right, we're back. 1310 WDPN. No more Guardians slash Indians slash tribe music today. We lost, so that's out the window. We'll do that again tomorrow. Now it's gonna be sad music. The rest of the way. No, not all day, but you get my drift. Okay, 2-1 Tigers win. I just watched. We're gonna play these for you as soon as we can get those lined up. I just watched the play. What the hell was Jose doing coming off third base like that? He was so far down the line. I mean, there was no going back. There was no going back. This was just a little chopper. This was just a little chopper. And Jose went on contact and he got thrown out. It was a rundown. And that was our best chance to tie and maybe win the game. Because you're already into the Tigers' pen a little bit. Skubal was out. It was a 2-1 game, and you had nobody out. We had a runner on third, and we couldn't get the run in. That's the most frustrating thing. We had a runner on third base. Hosey was on third base with nobody out, and we couldn't get a run in. That is so magnified during playoff baseball. So magnified. I'll have Rainsberg give me the thumbs up when he's ready over there.
Real quick, right before we play those, just in case this is kind of crazy to hear, Ryan Brailer commented that Dylan Gabriel is starting quarterback.
Okay, I did see that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that wasn't more important.
Yeah, actually, it's not.
Okay, all right, good. Then we're cool.
Like it's a big story.
Well, then I'm sorry I wasted your time.
No. It's a big story, but I don't care today. I mean, and I probably should. We kind of saw this coming, especially with the team going to London. You know what I mean? Kind of a neutral field, so you don't have to worry about the fans at home, and you're not going up against 70,000 Vikings people in Minnesota. So probably the best move, and we'll get into that this afternoon. But Dylan Gabriel is going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns on Sunday. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Detroit's first run, Cleveland's first run, right? And then Jose's running gaff at the end of the game. So we'll just take those one after the other in a short story form. This is kind of how it unveiled today at Progressive Field.
9 more here today. A bunt dropped down by Zach McKinstry. Noel will go to first, and Detroit takes the lead. Sacrifice bunt brings in McKinstry. Or brings in Green off the bat of McKinstry. A high chopper over the mound. Skubal can't play. Here comes Martinez to the plate. He is and the call is overturned. Vest 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Nasty changeup. Hoping for another strikeout, which would be enormous. Chopper back to the mound. They have Ramirez in a rundown. Vest tags him out. For the second out of the ninth inning. Kafis got into 44 games in the regular season. Swings and pops it up. Shallow left. Baez out. He makes the catch. His error proves not to be costly. And the Detroit Tigers take game one of this American League Wild Card Series.
That stinks. That's tough. You had your opportunities. You booted the ball a couple times, and you made a base-running blunder at a very, very key point in the game. You could have got that one today. Skubal's done because he threw like 112 pitches today. You don't have to worry about him. You had the next two games to just win one, and you could have moved on. Now you got to win the next two. Your backs are against the wall. 108 first pitch tomorrow.
Robert on Facebook says, why not bunt with a runner on third and no outs?
Exactly. Robert, I could not agree with you more. I don't want to be the second-guessing guy, but, it's part of what we do here. And I'm surprised that they didn't try to do that, knowing that that's kind of the way we play. That's our style of baseball. Get them on, move them over, get them in. That's guards ball. That's how we do it.
Matthew on Facebook said, we lost the first game. We will be okay. Best of three. We can do it. Cleveland, don't give up yet. Let's beat them Tigers.
All right, Matthew. Appreciate it.
Matthew.
We're going to need a lot of that today.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to need a lot of that. Keep those positive vibes coming.
Keep the positivity coming.
I figure we're going to have 3 negative for every positive on the responses today, but that's okay. That's what makes it fun.
Estimate.
That's what makes it fun, and that's why we're here. What is it? What is the old saying? Misery loves company. Let's all hang out together. We got 2 more hours to go. The news is coming up next. We'll come back. We'll break down game one. We'll have those highlights again for you, and we'll get into it. Tigers beat the Guardians today 2-1. They lead that best of 3 wild card 1-0. We'll take a break. We'll regroup. We'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show on 1310 WDPN.
An Alliance tradition for over half a century. You can always count on WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A government shutdown looming. An estimated 750,000 civilian workers could be furloughed. Democrats and Republicans remain at odds on a short-term funding fix.
Asked about a potential government shutdown at midnight, President Trump told reporters, quote, nothing is inevitable. But he also said he thinks a shutdown is probably likely, pointing to what Democrats are pushing for in a funding bill. The president falsely claiming Democrats want to provide health care coverage for undocumented migrants. Democrats' key demands are extending Obamacare subsidies set to expire this year and reversing cuts to Medicaid passed earlier this year. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
President Trump earlier announcing Pfizer has agreed to lower its prices for prescription drugs offered through Medicaid. Part of the president's push, he says, for companies to charge U.S. patients the same rate charged in other countries. Iran's foreign ministry says hundreds of Iranian nationals will be deported from the U.S. in the coming weeks. The U.S. has not confirmed the deportation plans. This is ABC News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-800.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon, it's 4:02. Bond was denied for a Holmes County woman facing charges including aggravated murder. 40-year-old Ruth Miller appeared in Tuscarawas County Common Pleas Court Monday. She was indicted earlier this month in connection with the August 23rd drowning of her 4-year-old son Vincent at Atwood Lake. Judge Michael Ernst declined a prosecutor's request that Miller be prohibited from contacting her surviving children from the county jail. Miller pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity and is being held while awaiting a mental evaluation. Sheriff Orvis Campbell said the incident was the result of a religious delusion. The city of Canton has extended a tax increment financing agreement with the Hall of Fame Village by 30 years. The repository reports City Council approved another ordinance Monday to allow the village to finance energy-efficient improvements through a property-assessed clean energy loan. The city loaned the village $3.5 million in 2019 for the renovated Doubletree Hotel downtown. A $5 million loan for infrastructure improvements was approved in 2022. Council said it approved the extensions to allow the company that owns the village to stave off bankruptcy. It said bankruptcy would mean the city could recoup only some of the 2019 loan money and none of the 2022 loan. A woman is formally charged for her role in a Canton shooting. A Stark County grand jury indicted 24-year-old Dariana Moreland of Canton. She's charged with felonious assault in the alleged incident. Moreland was arrested on a warrant today and scheduled for arraignment Friday in Common Pleas Court. She is accused of shooting 34-year-old LaChristoff Ford of Canton in the leg. The incident occurred April 19th in the 3600 block of Ellis Avenue Northeast after he was assaulted by two women. Ford was seriously injured. A former Springfield Township firefighter has pleaded guilty to felony charges of gross sexual imposition and aggravated assault. 28-year-old Brian Swanziger entered the pleas today in Portage County Common Pleas Court. He will be sentenced at a later date. The charges stem from alleged incidents in 2018 and 2020. Swanziger was originally indicted on multiple counts of rape and gross sexual imposition. He was placed on unpaid administrative leave last year pending an investigation of the allegations. Police said they surfaced after Swanziger met someone through a dating app. A grand jury declined to indict him in that case. The current charges are related to a separate alleged incident in 2020. Data concerning train versus vehicle crashes at railroad crossings is included in a report from the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. The PUCO report shows 2024 saw a decrease in total crashes in Ohio compared to the previous year. Factors cited in wrecks include motorists' failure to stop, driving around gates, or stopping or stalling on the tracks. The data covers incidents dating to 2018. There were 12 crashes in Columbiana County between 2018 and 2024, including 4 fatal wrecks and 4 fatalities. Mahoning County reported 6 crashes. There was 1 fatal crash and 1 fatality. There were 4 crashes in Trumbull County, but no fatal crashes or deaths. Youngstown Police and the Mahoning County Coroner's Office continue to investigate a deadly hit-and-run accident. It happened Monday morning on the city's south side. 53-year-old Joseph Novasic was identified as the man struck and killed by an SUV while walking on Loveland Road near Pointview Avenue. He attempted to jump out of the way before being hit. The vehicle fled the scene. The incident was captured by a security camera at a nearby business. The driver was arrested later. An autopsy was conducted by the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner. Police have not released information on possible charges. A man shot by Boardman police during a July 2021 confrontation is in line for early release from prison. 28-year-old Damian Cessna of Austintown was sentenced in June to 4 years by Mahoning County Common Pleas Judge Maureen Sweeney. Police said Cessna pulled a knife after he was seen on South Avenue riding a bicycle and carrying a baseball bat. He was shot after refusing to drop the knife. Cessna was convicted of aggravated menacing and obstructing official business in September, but jurors were unable to agree on a verdict for the felonious assault charge, and Sweeney declared a mistrial. The prosecutor's office says it will not fight a request by Cessna's attorney for early release. Authorities say there were no injuries or damage when a small plane made an emergency landing in Trumbull County today. The single-engine aircraft ran out of fuel around noon and landed in a field near Merwin Chase and Albright McKay Roads in Brookfield Township. 3 people were on board. Police and firefighters responded to the scene, which is about 3 miles east of the Youngstown Warren Regional Airport. The incident is under investigation by the Highway Patrol. Former Newton Falls City Manager Pam Priddy has lost a lawsuit over her removal from office. WKBN-TV reports Priddy was suing in federal court for breach of contract, civil conspiracy, and retaliation in violation of the Family Leave Medical Act. Judge Benita Pearson ruled the ordinance authorizing Priddy's contract was invalid because it was not enacted according to the city charter. She was terminated in January 2024 under terms of her previous contract rather than the new agreement, which included a $360,000 severance package. JAC Management Group is assuming full management of the Dior Performing Arts Center in Youngstown. The 10-year agreement was announced today. JAC will handle event scheduling and bookings and ticketing services, as well as food and beverage operations. The downtown facility includes Edward W. Powers Auditorium, Ford Family Recital Hall, and Eleanor Beecher Flad Pavilion. JEC Management manages the Covelli Center in Youngstown and Packard Music Hall in Warren. It also oversees events including Y Live and Grandstand Entertainment at the Canfield Fair. The Henry H. Stambaugh Auditorium Association acquired the Youngstown Symphony effective September 19th. An agreement with the union representing symphony musicians was extended through the end of August 2027. It's 81 degrees in Alliance at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. The forecast is next, a service of Canterbury Villa of Alliance. I'm Jeff Mears.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000.
Sunny skies in the forecast for this afternoon with a high near 82 degrees. Tonight, clear skies, a low 49. Wednesday, sunshine, a high near 73. Thursday, mostly sunny, a high 74. Friday, sunshine, a high near 77 degrees. That's your WDPN weather.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Chopper over the mound, Steve McCann. Here comes Martinez to the plate. He is out. And the call is overturned. 9 more here today. A bunt dropped down by Zach McKinstry. Noel will go to first, and Detroit takes the lead. Vest 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Nasty changeup. Hoping for another strikeout, which would be enormous. Chopper back to the mound. They have Ramirez in a rundown. This tags him out. For the second out of the 9th inning. Cephas got into 44 games in the regular season. Swings and pops it up. Shallow left. Baez out. He makes the catch. His error proves not to be costly, and the Detroit Tigers take Game 1 of this American League Wild Card Series.
Oh, doggone it. 2-1 your final score. Detroit beat the Guardians today. They lead the Wild Card Series 2-1. Game just ending about 10 minutes ago. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, hour 2 of 3. Right here, we're with you, AM 1310 WDPN. You can watch and listen on the WDPN Facebook page, our X page, or Twitter page, whichever you prefer. And, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Folks, we had our chances. Booted the ball around a little bit today. Made a base-running blunder in the bottom of the 9th inning at a critical time. 2-1 the final score. Tigers 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Cleveland 1 run, 4 hits, 2 costly errors. Tarek Skubal the win. Gavin Williams takes the loss. Will Vest gets the save. 2 hours and 34 minutes. Did they announce the crowd? Am I reading? There's no way this can be correct. 26,186? That's it? You mean to tell me we didn't even come close to selling the game out? That can't be. That's the figure I'm looking at. Progressive holds around 35,000. You mean to tell me there was 10,000 empty seats up there today for a playoff game? Ooh. That's not good. Oh, well.
I mean, Sam, why weren't you there?
I was working.
I know.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I see what
you know what I'm saying. Come on, Sam.
But still, 10,000 empties? Come on. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. All right, let's hear from you. 330-924-7088. Get your comments on the comment section on the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Real easy. Just type them in. You can also type your comments in on Facebook and X. And if you're listening or watching to us on Facebook, on X, on Twitter, on YouTube, there's a little link there. It says Talk with Sam. Hit that link. That'll get you into the virtual studio audio-wise, and we can hook up and we can talk it through. Love to hear from you today. Misery loves company. I need a little company right now. 2-1. Guards fall to Detroit. Now you got to win tomorrow. Got to win tomorrow. Jack Flaherty against Tanner Bybee. First pitch at 1:08 to Progressive Field. If the Guardians win tomorrow, Thursday, Game 3, Casey Mize against Slade Ciccone, 1:08 at Progressive Field. But forget about Thursday. Thursday don't matter. Tomorrow is the only thing that matters. Bybee and Flaherty, Game 2. Guards need a win or the baseball season is over. And I don't know about you, but I'll feel pretty empty if the season comes to an end tomorrow around 4 o'clock. I'm not guy that looks back and smells the roses right after a loss. And I don't want to go through this today or tomorrow, and I don't want to have to go through it on Thursday. But I just kind of tell you up front, I'm not gonna if the Tigers beat the Guardians tomorrow or Thursday, I am not gonna be the guy that smells the roses and talks about what a great year it was, how incredible it was, coming back from 15 and a half out. I'm not going to do that because the season's over. And then you know what I'm going to do, and I bet you a lot of other people do. I already told you this. I told you this about a week ago. The first person I'm going to point the finger at is ownership. Because you didn't do anything. I know I'm talking like the series is already over, but I'm just getting you ready for it if the bad stuff happens. And say we go out in 2 games and say we only muster up like a couple of runs, then that's the people are going to have to take the heat. That's why you go out and you spend a little bit more money and you try to get a couple of more sticks to go with the great chemistry and the great players you have now. Now, I'm going to table that for later. Hopefully I don't have to go into that mode. But and we're all wired differently, and that's okay. That's okay. That's what makes us who we are. We're all different. We all have different opinions. We all look at things differently. But I won't be able to sit here and say, oh well, hey, what a great run, guys. Thanks for the memory. No, that's not who I am. You might be that way. I'm not. I'm not wired that way.
Buck texted in to say, how nice would it be to have Bieber pitching Game 2?
Well,
pretty nice, Buck.
It would be nice, but I will take my chances with Tanner Bybee. I just wish we had 2 or 3 more major league hitters in the lineup. That would make me feel better. And again, I'm not going to come on here and I'm not going to badmouth who we have, because who we have is who we have.
Wait, who we have has got us this far?
And I mean, but you can't expect them to. You can't expect them to all of a sudden now go out and score 8, 9, 10 runs a game with who we have. That makes sense to everybody. Like we're doing what we're doing because of what we have. And we have to play small ball. We have to play hit and run, button run, steal bases, get hit by pitches, rely on teams making mistakes. That's how the Guardians got back into this thing in the first place when they were down 15.5. And I love the resiliency, and I love the grunt work, and I love the hard work. I love all that. But at the end of the day, as Herm Edwards so eloquently said, you play to win the games. And if we're going home tomorrow afternoon or we're going home Thursday afternoon, I'm going to point to the blemishes on this team. And it all starts with not having enough major league hitting. It's very simple. It's very simple. Stephen Kwan, 0 for 4 today. Angel Martinez, 1 for 3. Scored a run. Bo Naylor, 0 for 1, pinch hit. Hosey, 1 for 3. Jonathan Rodriguez, 0 for 3. George Valera, pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Kyle Manzardo, DH, 1 for 4. Daniel Schneeman, pinch runner, didn't get to the plate today. Gabby, 1 for 3. Kafis, 0 for 1, pinch hitter. Rocchio, 0 for 3. John Kenzie, 0 for 3. Hedgie, 0 for 1. I'm sorry, but that, again, I'm not trying to drive salt in the wound here. I'm just telling you, realistically, when you run guys out there like Angel Martinez and Bo Naylor and Jonathan Rodriguez and George Valera and Daniel Schneeman and C.J. Kafis and Brian Rocchio and John Kenzino and Austin Hedges, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get one stinking run. That's all you got. And you still almost had a chance to win. Hey, if you play clean baseball today, if you don't commit those 2 errors, especially the first error, and Hosey doesn't make the bad base running blunder, we may still be playing right now, or B, the Guardians might have somehow, some way pulled that game out the Guardians' way. But it did not go our way today. What do you think? 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. Quick update. Padres lead the Cubs 1-0 in the top of the 5th at Wrigley. So a pitching duel there. 6:08 tonight. Red Sox and Yankees in New York. 9:08 tonight. I'm going to watch this one. I'll watch the Reds. Tito Francona and the Cincinnati Reds will be in L.A. to take on the Dodgers at 9:08 tonight. So game 1 in the books. Tigers win 2-1. I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your reaction. What could we have done better? I want to get your thoughts on how Stephen Vogt managed the ball game today. It's the playoffs, folks. The regular season's over. All the feel-goods, that's all gone. Now it's what are you doing when the heat's on, when the pressure's on? How are you managing? How are you playing? How are you pitching? How are you hitting? How are you running? How are you fielding?
Buck says it's time for Bybee to prove he's worth the extension he signed in spring training.
Agreed. 100%, Buck. 100%. Sam, am I allowed to say P-I-S-S-E-D? I'm allowed to, right? You can say that on the air.
You spelled it.
Okay. All right, Sam, I'm pissed after a loss, especially the way it happened. Like you, Sam, I'm not smell the roses guy either after the season ends too soon. See there? My cult is already growing. I just can't do it, man. That's just not the way I was. I can't do it. I will share this just real quick story with you. When I played, whether it was I don't care if it was hot stove baseball. I don't care if it was high school sports. I don't care what it was. And I'll never forget my senior year at Central Catholic when we went to the regional championship game in baseball. We had a really nice team. 7 of us came up as freshmen. Kind of took our lumps. Our second year we were pretty good. Couldn't get out of the playoffs. Couldn't get out of the tournament. Couldn't make it as far as we wanted. Junior year, great team. Got upset in the tournament. Senior year rolls around. We're ready to go. We're ready for bear. We are locked and loaded. We are talented. We are smart. We are well coached. We're ready to go. And we had a hell of a year. We were 28-4. We were 28-4. We went to the regional championship. A win, we would have went to Columbus to play in the state tournament. And we got beat by a team that couldn't hold our proverbial jocks. Lost to a team with a losing record. I'll never forget it. Season over. Done. We had very high aspirations to go to the state tournament that year. And when it's all gone and it's taken away from you, and I'll never forget, a lot of us were either cussing, swearing, crying, all of it. And then, people try to come up to you, and I understand it. And there were parents, my parents, other fans, other friends, people, and they come up to you, and you're going to remember one day after a couple of weeks how good. No, I'm not that guy. I don't want to hear that. We just lost. Don't tell me how good I'm going to feel when I look back after a couple of weeks. I don't need to hear that right now. You can tell me that, and I'll think that way down the road. But that loss is still festered in me. So I have always been that way. And sooner or later, you have to get over it. You've got to move on. But I was always the guy that thought, if it doesn't bother you, then maybe it didn't mean that much to you in the beginning. And that's a whole other problem.
Yeah, I agree.
So the guys that shook losses off really quickly, that always kind of bothered me because to me, it didn't mean as much to them as it meant to me. And that's just kind of how I'm wired. So if the Guards fall on their face tomorrow or Thursday, don't expect me to get on here and say, hey, let's celebrate the memories. Not doing it. Maybe in January, but not this week. So let's not have to go down that road. Let's rally. Let's get together. What was the hashtag a couple of years ago before they changed the name from Indians to Guard? It was hashtag rally together. That was their rallying cry, so to speak. Rally together. I'm going to start using that today. I'm going to put that on all my posts, social media. Hashtag rally together. I'm going to do it. I want you to join me. We got to rally together. We got to win tomorrow or the season's over. Poof, gone, done. History, forget about it. Then we got to talk about Dylan Gabriel being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Let's take a break. 25 minutes after 4. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Tigers beat the Guards 2-1. They lead the Wild Card Series 1-zip. Game 2 tomorrow, 1:08 at Progressive Field. Tanner Bybee against Jack Flaherty. We'll take a break. We'll read your comments. We'll get back into it. 1310 WDPN.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
This fall, the fear returns. Enter the Akron-haunted schoolhouse and laboratory. 2 terrifying attractions, 1 horrifying night. Face your deepest fears across 3 haunted floors of spine-chilling terror. Are you brave enough to make it out alive? Open now. Get tickets at HauntedSchoolhouse.com.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, You take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Text line is open, 330-924-7088. Guardians fall to the Tigers today, 2-1. Gah. Game 2 tomorrow at 1:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Win or go home, baby. Standard time. A little delay. Here we go. Win or go home tomorrow.
You know, hearing Let's Get Rocked actually psyched me up a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That song actually just kind of... Not you?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about doing what I told you I was going to do during the break.
That's fair. That's fair. I was trying to divert my brain in a different direction. Start going another way.
I told Rainsberg I'm ready to do about 5 shots of firewater and go to a haunted house. That's how I'm feeling right now.
That sounds like an explicitly dangerous combination too.
It does. I can't help it, man. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I love my teams, and you know, when you get to this point where you invest emotionally, whatever, and then it's on the cusp of just going away, it kind of eats at you a little bit. So tomorrow is a big day tomorrow. We need Tanner Bybee to come out and just give us 7 really strong innings tomorrow. And, Jack Flaherty is a good pitcher. His ERA is over 4. I am hoping that we can scratch out enough runs tomorrow to where Tanner Bybee doesn't have to be perfect, and we can get a win and go to Game 3 of the series on Thursday. That's what I'm hoping for. I want your thoughts. Text line is open, 330-924-7088. You can drop your comments on the Q92 radio page on YouTube and on X and on our Facebook pages as well. I just put up a little quick video up on TikTok at Sam Bourquin 16. You can drop your comments on there, and we'll read those on the air as well. Again, at Sam Bourquin 16 on TikTok, at Sam Bourquin 16 also on X. You can give me a follow there. News and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. We got 90 more minutes to go. We'll get back into the Guardians and Tigers when we get back. We'll tell you about Dillon Gabriel, the new starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He'll go against the Vikings on Sunday. High school football computer rankings are out. The college football top 25 is out. And we'll go back and check out the poll question. We got a lot more coming your way today as well. All right, take a break. We'll be back. 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans are trying to bully Democrats by refusing to negotiate as a standoff over health care and spending threatens to trigger the first U.S. government shutdown in almost 7 years. He says President Trump and fellow Republicans have until midnight tonight to, in his words, get serious. Trump is threatening retribution, saying that a shutdown could include cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. The government will shut down at 12:01 a.m. Wednesday if the Senate does not pass a House measure that would extend federal funding for 7 weeks. Senate Democrats say they won't vote for it unless Republicans include an extension of expiring health care benefits. President Trump today announced that drug maker Pfizer has agreed to sell the company's medications through Medicaid at lower prices.
We're also announcing that moving forward, all new medications introduced by Pfizer to the American market will be sold at the reduced most favored nation cost. So we'll be paying essentially what other countries are paying.
Local hospitals report at least 31 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces in the Gaza Strip. This comes amid discussions about President Trump's proposed peace plan aimed at ending the nearly 2-year war in Gaza. Hamas plans to review the proposal, which includes disarmament and international control over Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu supports the measure, but many Palestinians are skeptical, viewing it as favoring Israel. Meanwhile, Israeli strikes continue today, with local hospitals reporting casualties. Conflict has led to a humanitarian crisis, with Gaza's health ministry reporting over 66,000 deaths since the war began. The search is on today for 2 stolen Specialized Hawks that work for SoFi Stadium in Southern California. ABC's Alex Stone reports from Los Angeles.
When a thief took off with a motorized cart outside of SoFi Stadium on Sunday, he likely had no idea that inside containers in the back of the cart were 2 Harris's Hawks named Alice and Bubba. They were there to work the Rams game. They're used to scare away other birds from the stadium during large events like NFL games. Falconer Charles Cogger is in charge of the Hawks.
I've really been struggling for the last 24 hours. A lot of tears.
Police are on the lookout, but so far, no luck.
I really need to get them back by no later than Thursday, because then that means they'll have gone like 4 days without water or food.
Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
It's 81 degrees in Alliance at 432. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine expected all this afternoon with a high near 82 degrees. Tonight, clear, breezy, a low near 49. Wednesday, sunny, a high near 73. Thursday, mostly sunny, a high 74. Sunshine on Friday with a high near 77. That's your WDPN weather.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Text line open 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. Guardians fall to the Tigers today by the score of 2-1. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What could have been done better today? I need a grade on the managing of Stephen Vogt. How do you do? I thought Gavin Williams pitched his rear end off. Tarek Skubal pitched his rear end off. Guardians got bit by an error in the first inning. And Jose Ramirez, man, I hate to say it, but Jose tried to score on a ground ball back to the pitcher with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. And the Guardians were trailing 2-1. These best of 3 series. Whew, they're tough. They are tough. Because that first game is so important. Like, there's no time to, you know what I mean? Even a best of 5 is a little tough. Best of 7, you get a little breathing room. But a best of 3, man, it's like a series of suffocation. It really is. Either you get it together or you're cooked. You're going home. And that's what's going on right now for the Cleveland Guardians. They got to win tomorrow or good night Charlie. That's it. What's the old Katie bar the door? It's all over. It's all over but the shouting. Yeah, that. I'm not ready for this to be over yet. Got to squeeze these next 2 games out. Come hell or high water. Got to figure it out. Got to piece some runs together. Got to play smart baseball. You got to win these next 2, or that's it. And I just kind of want to ask the question, anybody out who if you're out there listening or watching, are you ready for the baseball season to be over yet? I am not. Worked too hard to get back into this thing. You set a record. It was a miraculous comeback. Down 15 and a half games. Down 11 games in September. You worked too hard. You worked too hard. Too many good things happened. Too many good things had to happen. And I'm not ready to pull the plug on this sucker tomorrow afternoon. I'm not. So what are we going to do? We're going to rally together. We're going to rally together. Tomorrow, 108, second game, first pitch, Tanner Bybee, John Flaherty. And that's the pitching matchup tomorrow at Progressive Field. So I will ask the question, how are we feeling about Game 2 tomorrow? Are you confident this team can get it done tomorrow and force it to a Game 3? How are we feeling?
Oh, I feel like it could go to a Game 3.
Boy, you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not sensing a lot of strength in that statement. I'm feeling you don't really believe what you're saying.
In my defense, my well of information to pull from here is very small. But today, it seemed like, minor, maybe even nerves kind of issues. Just their head just wasn't in it. Maybe. So I'm going to bank on that.
I am really shocked. I'm surprised at one thing, and I'm shocked at another. I'm surprised we didn't try to bunt Jose home with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 2-1. And I'm even more shocked that Jose tried to score from third on a chopper right back to the pitcher. And I get it. It's the contact play. I understand it. But to me, that's not a time where you run on contact. You've got to be aware, and I know Jose was aware, of the situation, of the score, the number of outs, where he was, who was batting, who's come. You can't go home there. You can't. Look, if it was Tarek Skubal on the mound, I might let that go and say, hey, you might not get another chance. But it wasn't Tarek Skubal. And I know Will Vest is a pretty good reliever. I would not have gone there. And I don't know if Rugi Odor sent Jose home, if Jose went on it. I don't know. He may have looked in the dugout, and Voter may have made the motion of, contact, you're going. I don't know. I wouldn't have went. You can't go there. You just can't. If that would have been a ground ball to, and obviously the infielders were playing in. So even if it was hit to the first, second, third, or shortstop, chances are they were at the cut of the grass. That would have been a tough play too. But the ball didn't even go that far. It went to the pitcher. That's as far as it went. And Jose was already like 20 or 30 feet down the line. He was dead duck. There was no way. There was no way he was going to score. You had to bank on the pitcher airmailing the throw or throwing it in the dirt or the catcher dropping and it wasn't even close. It was a rundown. Boom, boom, done. Like there wasn't even the proverbial play at the plate. So, you leave one on there. And now you got a guy at first with one out and we couldn't score. Tigers win 2-1. They take game one of the best of three wild card series. Just a couple of thoughts, just a couple of questions. How did you think Stephen Vogt managed the game today? Your thoughts on Hosey trying to score on that chopper, that little bouncer to the pitcher. We had that error in the first inning. And what'd you think of the pitching today? I mean, wow. Gavin Williams was lights out. Tarek Skubal was all the way lights out. That was playoff baseball. That was high octane baseball today. 2 hours and 34 minutes. Tigers win 2-1. Game 2 tomorrow. Flaherty and Bybee, the pitching matchup. First pitch will fly. Progressive Field at 1:08 Eastern Standard Time. Who's going to throw out the first pitch tomorrow? They better bring in the big guns. Somebody. You see who threw out the first pitch today? Lonnie Chisenhall. We better bring in the big guns tomorrow. Tomorrow is win or go home. Now, this being the day game, everybody will probably be out of Progressive. They're probably out of there by now. Yeah, there's probably still some media stuff going on, but I imagine the players and the managers and that, they're all out of there. So they got the rest of tonight. And come back to the ballpark tomorrow. Be ready to go. I imagine some of the guys will probably watch the playoff games that are going on now or later on today. That's just what baseball players do. They watch baseball. And then come back to the park tomorrow and get ready to go at 1 o'clock. That's all you can do. Got to answer the bell. Got to rally together tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Just get one more run and then push it to a game 3. And we mentioned on the program yesterday, how Guardians would it be if this series goes game 3 and game 3 goes 15 innings, like 5.5 hours, and we pull it out. And then we head to Seattle. I'm kind of still hoping and wishing and dreaming and thinking that's going to happen. But you can't get to Thursday until you take care of your business tomorrow. I'm also anxious tomorrow what kind of lineup Stephen Vogt is going to run out there tomorrow.
Speaking of Stephen Vogt, Buck texted in to say he gives Vogt a C-, butting with 2 outs with 2 on. Pinch hitter swings at first pitch in the 9th inning. Big Xmas playing first base, looked lost on first base and at home plate.
Yeah, John Kenzie just didn't look real comfortable today to me of the game that I was able to watch. It didn't like he was real comfortable. Jonathan Rodriguez didn't look comfortable either.
Is Big Xmas Noel?
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Okay. I wondered who he was talking about.
Yeah, that's the nickname for John Kenzie, Big Christmas.
I get it. I get the Noel thing. It makes
But we
tracks.
got a bag of coal today from John Kenzie. Didn't get anything going today. I'm trying to go back and find. Okay, here. This was our lineup today. This was against the lefty. All right, so it was Quan, Angel Martinez, Jose Ramirez, Jonathan Rodriguez. Good grief, he was batting fourth. Okay. Manzardo was the DH. He was batting fifth. And then Gabriel Arias, Rocchio, Noel, and Hedgie. So let's see here. Stephen Kwan, lefty. Angel is a switch hitter. Jose's a switch hitter. Rodriguez, right-handed. Manzardo, lefty. Gabby, right-handed. Rocchio is a switch hitter. Big Christmas is a righty. Hedgie is a righty. So you'll probably see a little different lineup tomorrow. You will. I can almost guarantee you will have Bo Naylor behind the plate tomorrow, because he'll be a lefty against Flaherty, who's the right-handed pitcher. I don't know what else Vogt will do tomorrow as far as the lineup. We'll probably get that tomorrow at around 11 a.m. maybe 10:30, 11 a.m. I'm anxious to see what kind of moves he makes tomorrow, as far as the lineup, the starting 9 tomorrow before the game. Sam, boy, we sound like brothers in arms after a big loss. I also was in high school, and we got upset my senior year by an inferior team, which looked like at the time ruined our chance to win back-to-back Federal League titles. I came home, almost put my fist through the wall and acted like a bear with a sore rear end all weekend. Yeah, I completely get it. I completely understand. You have to have room for some pouting.
Yeah,
and
I
some
agree.
Swearing. You have to.
You got to vent that stuff out. Those are unhealthy emotions.
You just can't put your hands up and go, oh, well, it was fun. No. You've got to let it go a little bit. You've got to let it out. I didn't mean to laugh there either, but that was funny, because that's exactly how I would do it. That's exactly how I would be. All right, let's check the baseball scoreboard here real quick before we go to the break. If you're just joining us, you're just tuning in, you're kind of flipping around. Hey, what's going on? Tigers beat the Guardians today by the score of 2-1. Game 2 tomorrow at 1:08. Flaherty against Bybee. Today's line score, if you're just tuning in. And I realize a lot of you are doing that because you're in and out, you're working, you're doing stuff, you're on the move. Detroit Tigers, 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error today. Cleveland, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors. Tarek Skubal goes 7 2/3. He gives up 3 stinking hits, 1 run. He struck out 14 Guardians batters today. He walked 3. We had 14 strikeouts today. Gavin Williams was really good. 6 innings for the big rig. 5 hits, 2 runs, no earned. He struck out 8, walked 1. He deserved a better fate today. Gavin Williams. That guy's a stud. Will Vest got the save for Detroit. 1 of the 3rd innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 1. 2 hours and 34 minutes. Tigers beat the Guardians 2-1. Bottom of the 6th, Wrigley Field in Chicago. The Cubs have come back to take a 2-1 lead over the San Diego Padres. Padres got 1 in the 2nd. Cubbies got 2 across in the bottom of the 5th. Let's see here. Suzuki hit a home run for the Cubs. Carson Kelly hit a home run for the Cubs. On to the top of the 7th. Chicago 2, San Diego 1. 6:08 tonight. Red Sox and the Yankees will get together at Yankee Stadium. Garrett Crochet and Max Fried. Ooh, is that going to be a great pitching matchup? And then tonight out at Chavez Ravine, LA Dodgers will host Tito and the Cincinnati Reds. That first pitch will be at 9:08 Eastern Standard Time. That is game 1 of that wild card playoff series. Hunter Green against Blake Snell. That'll be a great pitching matchup, too. So a lot of great baseball yet to go today. But unfortunately, Guards fall to the Tigers 2-1. We'll take a break and come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show right here, AM 1310 WDPN.
The St. Harlambus Greek Orthodox Church presents the Canton Greek Fish Fry Drive-Thru this Friday, featuring your favorite surf and turf menu items. Order online at CantonGreekFishFry.com by 8 p.m. on Thursday. Canton Greek Fish Fry Drive-Thru is open for pickups at 251 25th Street Northwest in Canton. For details and menu, visit CantonGreekFishFry.com. Join the fun this Friday from 4 to 6:30 p.m.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Get it all out, everybody. Let's just get it out. 2-1. Tigers beat the Guardians today. They lead the wild card round 1-0. Game 2 tomorrow at 1:08. Text your thoughts. 330-924-7088. You can send your thoughts to me via osmosis if you would like. If you're watching or listening on social media, there's a link there. It says Talk with Sam. Pop that link, and we'll get you right into the studio virtually.
No login, no account, no email, none of that.
You don't
stuff.
have to screw around with logging in, accounts.
Nope.
Just hit
join
that
in
link.
and talk.
Just hit the link, and we can talk.
Yep.
So let's do that. Let's make a point to do that here coming up in hour 3. Want as many of you out there as you can. If you're listening or watching on our social media platforms, 1310 WDPN, or the Q92 radio page on YouTube, where it says Talk with Sam, just hit that link, and we can talk that way. Okay, let's try to do that in the 3 o'clock hour. We got to talk this out. We got to be there for one another. All right, and then after the show's over at 6 o'clock, we're all gonna do our thing. We're gonna go on about life. We're probably gonna pout a little bit. We're probably gonna scream a little bit.
Some of us are going to go to the bar.
I'm definitely, I go to the Y every night. I I might spend more time at the Y tonight. I might need to do more laps, swim more laps tonight to get the frustration out, because that's where I'll be going around 7:30. I'll believe it here about 7:30. I'm going right to the Y.
I wish I could vent my frustration with exercise. I'm too lazy.
It's good. It helps. It really does.
I bet it does.
Whether it's swimming or getting on the treadmill or, just lifting weights or whatever, it does. It does help. It does help. So we'll, everybody will handle it their own way tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow. Don't forget now, first pitch at 1:00 tomorrow. We are on the air tomorrow at 3. So we are basically going to be in the same position tomorrow as we were in today. We're going to come on the air. The game is probably going to be in the 7th or 8th inning, and we'll live it together. All right,
you guys thought Sam was tense today.
Oh God, can
Wait
you
till
imagine?
tomorrow.
Can you imagine Thursday?
Holy crap! Yeah, if they win, oh my God, Thursday's going to be pins and needles.
I might just call off on Thursday.
It's going to be like a boxing match over there. I'm going to have to come over and dab the towel on your head and get the sweat off.
I might just have to inconspicuously not be here on Thursday.
Definitely food poisoning. Food poisoning always works.
That will be rough. That will be rough. But we got to get through this, and we'll do it. We'll get through it, and we'll get ready tomorrow. 1:00. You just get a win, and then all comes to God. This is only the wild card round, by the way. This is only the first round. After this, you got the divisional round. And then the American League Championship Series round. And then hopefully the World Series. This is the first round, folks. And yeah, I'm all bent out of shape after one game. 2 hours and 34 minutes of tension. But I guess that's what makes sports what it is. It's the highs and the lows. It's the good, the bad. It's the sorrow and the joy. It's all of it, all wrapped up into one. But just remember, we're all in it together. And what are we going to do tomorrow? We're going to rally together. We're going to rally together. Every post I make between now and 1:00 tomorrow is going to be #GuardsBall, #rally together. I want you to join me in that. Let's pour together. Strong in numbers, baby. Strength in numbers. Here we go. All right. Jeff Mears is coming up with the news in the weather. Fisher's closing their final store coming up here. I think it was October 14th. Jeff will have more on that. We'll have the weather, and we'll come back with another big hour here on the Sam Bourquin Show. What do you say? 1310 WDPN. Stick around.
Keeping Alliance entertained and informed for over a half a century. AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Lawmakers racing toward a government shutdown. The deadline, midnight, to agree on a short-term funding bill.
The Senate is expected to vote possibly more than once on the House-passed bill that would avert a shutdown, funding agencies through November 21st. Democrats are expected to block it. If the standoff continues, the first shutdown in nearly 7 years would begin at midnight. Much of the federal bureaucracy would grind to a halt. Hundreds of thousands of civilians would be furloughed, and federal employees who must still report for work wouldn't be paid until a shutdown ends.
ABC Stephen Portnoy, the Congressional Budget Office, estimates in this round it could cost taxpayers $400 million a day to pay federal workers who'd be barred from working. Hurricane Humberto's outer bands raked Bermuda today, but forecasters say Humberto's strength will pull Imelda further out to sea and spare the U.S. a direct hit. On Wall Street today, investors shrugged off earlier concerns of a shutdown, stocks ending up. This is ABC News.
Woohoo! Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. After 92 years in business, Fisher's Foods is saying farewell. The grocery store chain announced today its final day of operation will be October 14th. Fisher's began with a single store in Canton and eventually expanded to 7 locations across Stark County. 1 store in Jackson Township is all that remains. The company cites dramatic changes in the industry, such as rising costs, competition from national chains, online retailers, and changing shopping habits. Fisher's says a closing sale will begin October 1st with markdowns of 30% or more. A Holmes County woman facing an aggravated murder charge appeared in court Monday. Tuscarawas County Common Pleas Judge Michael Ernst ordered 40-year-old Ruth Miller held in jail without bond. She pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity earlier this month after being indicted on charges also including felonious assault. Her 4-year-old son Vincent drowned in Atwood Lake August 23rd. Sheriff Orvis Campbell said the incident was the result of a religious delusion. Miller remains in jail as she awaits a mental evaluation. The judge declined a prosecutor's request that Miller be prohibited from contacting her surviving children from the county jail. Canton City Council approved legislation Monday to help the company that owns the Hall of Fame Village stave off bankruptcy. The city loaned the village $3.5 million in 2019 for the renovated Doubletree Hotel downtown. A loan of $5 million for infrastructure improvements was approved in 2022. It said bankruptcy would mean the city could only recoup some of the 2019 loan money and none of the 2022 loan. The repository reports council voted Monday to extend a tax increment financing agreement an additional 30 years. Another ordinance would allow the village to finance energy-efficient improvements through a property-assessed clean energy loan. A Stark County grand jury has indicted a woman accused in a shooting in Canton. 24-year-old Dariana Moreland of Canton allegedly shot 34-year-old LaChristoff Ford of Canton in the leg April 19th. He was seriously injured. Police said the incident occurred in the 3600 block of Ellis Avenue Northeast after Ford was assaulted by 2 women. Moreland was arrested on a warrant today. She is scheduled for arraignment Friday in Common Pleas Court. Sentencing will take place at a later date for a former Springfield Township firefighter. 28-year-old Brian Swanziger pleaded guilty today in Portage County Common Pleas Court to felony charges of gross sexual imposition and aggravated assault. They resulted from alleged incidents in 2018 and 2020. Swanziger was placed on unpaid administrative leave last year pending an investigation. He was originally indicted on several counts of rape and gross sexual imposition. A grand jury declined to indict Swanziger after he met someone through a dating app. A separate alleged incident in 2020 led to the current charges. The Public Utilities Commission of Ohio has released a report including data on train versus vehicle crashes at railroad crossings. It covers incidents dating to 2018. There were 12 crashes in Columbiana County between 2018 and 2024. They included 4 fatal wrecks and 4 fatalities. Mahoning County reported 6 crashes during that period. There was 1 fatal crash and 1 fatality. There were 4 crashes in Trumbull County, but no fatal crashes or deaths. The PUCO report shows 2024 saw a decrease in total crashes in Ohio compared to the previous year. Cited factors in crashes include motorists' failure to stop, driving around gates, or stopping or stalling on the tracks. The Mahoning County Coroner's Office has identified the victim of Monday morning's fatal hit-skip accident on Youngstown's south side. 53-year-old Joseph Novicic was walking on Loveland Road near Point View Avenue when he was struck by an SUV. Security cameras from a neighboring business captured the incident. Novicic attempted to jump out of the way before being struck. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The vehicle fled, but police say the driver was arrested later. They have not released information on possible charges. The incident remains under investigation by police and the coroner. An autopsy was conducted by the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner. A Mahoning County judge will rule on early release for a man found guilty of assaulting a Boardman police officer. Common Pleas Judge Maureen Sweeney sentenced 28-year-old Damian Cessna of Austintown in June to 4 years in prison. He was convicted of aggravated menacing and obstructing official business earlier this month, but jurors were unable to agree on a felonious assault charge, and Sweeney declared a mistrial. The The prosecutor's office says it will not fight a request by Cessna's attorney for early release. Cessna was charged in July 2021 after police saw him riding a bicycle on South Avenue and carrying a baseball bat. He was shot after ignoring officers' orders to put down a knife. The Highway Patrol is investigating after a single-engine plane made an emergency landing about 3 miles east of the Youngstown-Warren Regional Airport. The incident occurred around noon today in Brookfield Township. 3 people were on board the small aircraft when it ran out of fuel and landed in a field near Merwin Chase and Albright McKay Roads. Police and firefighters were called to the scene. There were no injuries or damage. The Hubbard Township Police Department has posted a photo on its Facebook page of a suspect believed to be involved in heavy machinery thefts. A flatbed trailer, skid steer, and landscape rake were stolen in the township last week. Another skid steer was stolen in the area. Police are asking for the public's help in looking out for suspicious activity. They believe the equipment is being used in a theft ring targeting ATM machines. A new management agreement is in place for Youngstown's Dior Performing Arts Center. Under the 10-year deal, JAC Management Group will assume full management and operations of the downtown facility, which includes Edward W. Powers Auditorium, Ford Family Recital Hall, and Eleanor Beecher Flad Pavilion. The company will handle event scheduling and bookings and ticketing services, as well as food and beverage operations. JAC Management oversees events including Y Live and Grandstand Entertainment at the Canfield Fair. It also manages the Covelli Center in Youngstown and Packard Music Hall in Warren. Meanwhile, the Youngstown Symphony was acquired by the Henry H. Standby Auditorium Association September 19th. An agreement with the union representing symphony musicians was extended through the end of August 2027. Eric Oshner is the orchestra's new music director. Cleveland police continue to try and identify a gunman who shot and killed a Parma teen just after midnight Sunday. The incident occurred near the intersection of West 130th and Lorraine, following what police described as a gathering at a nearby short-term rental home. Cleveland police said the individuals were at an Airbnb rental down the street. At some point, they left that address, and that's when the altercation occurred. The owner of a nearby business said they heard arguing between individuals in 2 cars on Lorraine Court. Both vehicles left the scene, but shortly after that, they heard gunshots. The victim was later identified as a 16-year-old. The family of a man who died after being restrained in an Ohio County jail says they've reached a $7 million settlement with the county and are pushing officials there to prevent something like it from happening again. A lawyer for the family for Christian Black, who died March 26th, said that Montgomery County has taken responsibility, and officials there have indicated they would take steps such as adding inpatient beds for people in need of mental health help. But attorney Michael Wright also says that Black's family wants to see more, such as jail officers charged and convicted in Black's death. In sports, Tarek Skubal tied Detroit's postseason record with 14 strikeouts, and the Tigers beat the Cleveland Guardians 2-1 today in Game 1 of their AL wildcard series. Will Vest got the final 4 outs for Detroit, surviving a tense 9th inning after Cleveland's Jose Ramirez got hung up between third base and home for the second out. Detroit scored the go-ahead run in the 7th inning when Zach McKinstry's safety squeeze scored Riley Green from third. The Tigers can advance to the AL Division Series for the second straight year with a win tomorrow. Taking a look at Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed today at 46,394, up 78 points. The Nasdaq Composite ended the day 69 points higher at 22,660, and the S&P 500 closed at 6,689, up 29 points. We have the following funeral announcements. A private service will be held for 95-year-old Shirley Ann McMinn, arrangements by Cassidy Turkle Christian. And the service for 90-year-old Ferry Burrier of Charlotte, North Carolina, will be held October 4th at 10:30 at Cassidy Turkle Christian. It's 81 degrees in Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Forecast for this afternoon calling for sunny skies and a high near 82 degrees. Clear tonight, a low down to 49. Wednesday, sunshine, a high near 73. Mostly sunny Thursday, a high 74. Sunny Friday, a high near 77. That's your WDPN weather.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Chopper over the mound, Scooter. Here comes Martinez to the plate. And the call is overturned. 9 more here today. A bunt dropped down by Zach McKinstry. Noel will go to first, and Detroit takes the lead. Vest 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Nasty changeup. Hoping for another strikeout, which would be enormous. Chopper back to the mound. They have Ramirez in a rundown. Vest tags him out. For the second out of the 9th inning. Kafis got into 44 games in the regular season. Swings and pops it up. Shallow left. Baez out. He makes the catch. His error proves not to be costly. And the Detroit Tigers take game 1 of this American League Wild Card Series.
Sean McDonough on the call, audio and video, courtesy of ESPN. And not a good day. Tigers beat the Guardians 2-1. They lead the best of 3 Wild Card Series. 1 game to none. Game 2 is tomorrow at 1:08 p.m. Jack Flaherty against Tanner Bybee. If there is a game 3. Thursday, 1:08 in Cleveland, Casey Mize against Slade Ciccone. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. Tough one today. AM 1310 WDPN. Watch and listen live on the Q92 radio page on YouTube. We invite you to do that. You can also watch and listen to us right now on the 1310 WDPN Facebook page and our Twitter page or X page. And while you're there, give it a like, give it a follow, drop a little comment. What's your thoughts on the game today? We've had about an hour or so since the end of the game. Pretty quick game for a playoff game, 2 hours and 34 minutes today. What are your thoughts on the game today and how it transpired? 2-1 Detroit. Thoughts on Stephen Vogt? Thoughts on Jose Ramirez? What a job by Gavin Williams today. I feel bad for Gavin Williams. He pitched well enough. He not only kept you in that game, he gave you a chance to win that game. Guardians had a couple of costly errors today. They had a base running blunder in the bottom of the 9th inning. I've watched that highlight probably 5 or 6 times. And Jose Ramirez, man, that's just a bad base running play. That's a bad base running play. Chopper back to the mound. He was already 30, 35 feet down the line. Not a smart base running play. Not smart. Not bad timing. Bad timing for a bad play. That was your shot. That was your shot to at least tie. Then who knows what happens. But the Guardians fall 2-1. They'll do it again tomorrow, game 2, win or go home. Win tomorrow, we play Thursday. You lose tomorrow, that's it. Good night. Adios. Arrivederci. See you later. Guardians of the Land on X, calling up Chase DeLauder and then having him watch this entire team as A and AAA hitters wave at pitches out of the zone is my primary issue with this team in a nutshell. If you're going to be bold and add Chase DeLauder, be bold enough to play him. This offense just isn't good enough as it is. Yeah. Maybe today was a day, a time, a chance to run Chase DeLauder out there. Put a bat in his hand and let him go. Maybe today was the day. Could have used a couple sticks today. Could have used a couple of more sticks. Could have used a little pop. And look, and I know that's not the way the Guardians win games. But if you're going to play if you're going to play that way, which has been pretty good to the Guardians, bunt them, steal them, hit them over, bunt and run, hit and run, scratch runs out, just put a couple of things together, then you can't. I don't know if I would have had John Kenzie Noel up there just wailing away. Maybe you pinch hit for him, and you bring in somebody who is more of a contact hitter. With John Kenzie, it's either home run or strikeout most of the time. I'd rather have like a, just somebody up there who's just annoying with the bat, who might be able to get the bat on the ball and put the thing in play. That could have been a viable option today. Well, a lot of people are now. See, here comes the anger. A lot of people are getting angry. Now everybody's blaming Major League Baseball for screwing Cleveland over with 3 day games in the playoffs. Maybe that's why we only had 27,000 people up there today. Maybe that was a true attendance because people just couldn't get out of work or out of school or both.
I mean, yeah, that's a very good point. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, most people would be at work.
But you know what, though? I bet your Wrigley Field's packed. I bet that's standing room only. That's a day game. I mean, you can look at it one way, you can look at the other. Yeah, but you knew that the Guardians and Tigers would be the 1 o'clock game. You knew they would be because they want the Dodgers on at night. They want the Yankees on early evening. And Chicago being the big market, they probably thought, 3 o'clock, 3:30, that's okay. Plus San Diego's coming from the West Coast. So you knew we were going to be the early game. And you kind of knew the whole series was going to be the early game. So we got every game. Every game's at 1:08. We kind of knew that already. Doesn't make it any easier to digest. I mean, because I would guarantee you, night game, that there will be 35,000 people there. And you'd probably have more people able to watch that aren't in school or at work or both. But when you have 4 games that you have to play in one day because of the way this is now with the wild card in the best of 3, what else are you going to do? You can't. 4 games in one day. You have to start games at 1 o'clock. And you usually take the 2 smallest markets together, and that's who gets the early game. That's the short end of the stick. This will make you feel better. Joey Cantello has been named the American League Rookie of the Month for September. That'll make it all better. If you missed it today, the Browns have announced, Dylan Gabriel is expected to be the starting quarterback for the Browns against the Vikings Week 5 in London. Nothing official from the Browns because, they have to do everything cloak and dagger. But pretty good bet. Pretty good bet Dylan Gabriel's going to start for the Browns against the Vikings on Sunday. And again, that is across the pond, and that ball game will start at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. So if you're going out Saturday night, don't get too goofy. Don't forget to set your alarm clock. Kick off at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. But I want to get your thoughts on the Guardians and the Tigers today. Text me, 330-924-7088. You can drop your comments on all of our social media platforms. How'd you feel about today? More importantly, because you and I will not get together again until tomorrow when the ball game is probably in the 6th, 7th, or 8th inning. So how do you feel about today's game? How do you feel now about tomorrow? Because tomorrow is win or go home. And that is going to be a sad circumstance if we're knocked out tomorrow and there's no more baseball. We're just getting started in the postseason after the 162-game marathon. I don't know about you, but I'm not ready for this ride to end. No way. I want to keep this going. I want to keep Progressive Field rocking. I want to have Guardians baseball to talk with you about for the next several weeks. Let's make this a thing. Let's rally together. Let's make it happen. But in order for that to happen, the fellas wearing the uniforms got to get the job done tomorrow. And hopefully Tanner Bybee comes out tomorrow and he pitches his fanny off. And he just goes out there and mows them down. And gives our guys a chance at the plate to make it happen. Just scratch out one more run than the other guys. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. Text line open 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. If you're listening or watching on our social media platforms, you can look for that link. It says Talk with Sam here. Hit that link. It'll get you right into the virtual studio, and we can talk, just like we're on the phone. I'd love to hear from you here this afternoon to get your thoughts. Misery loves company. I think we all need a little company today. Season could be over tomorrow by about 4 o'clock. Not ready for that to happen yet. Let's take a break. We're coming up on 24 minutes past the hour. Take a break. We'll come back. We'll run down the AP College Top 25 poll for college football, and then we'll get you into On This Day in Sports History. That's all coming up here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
We ask parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best thing you do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back, 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show on a Tuesday. Hey, by the way, the weather, absolutely beautiful today. Same tomorrow. I think we're looking good the rest of the week. I'm actually going to have to mow the grass here in a couple of days. She's coming back. We got that rain a week ago, and it took a while, but the green is coming back, and it's grown a little bit, and I'm going to have to get the old mower out there. Probably, well, I'm going to have to do it before Friday because Friday's a busy day. So either tomorrow or Thursday before I come into work, maybe. Knock that out and get that done. We got some of our Halloween giant animatronics up in the front yard and the side yard. I'll be putting some pictures up of those and some videos on social media so you can check those out. Let me know what you think. How things are looking as we get ready for Halloween about a month from now. Right now it's time for On This Day in Sports History, so here we go. 1927, Babe Ruth hit his 60th home run of the season. Broke his own record with the home run. The record stood until 61 when Roger Maris would break the record. 1934, Dizzy Dean won his 30th game of the year, a 9-0 win over the Cincinnati Reds. Listen to this. This is mind-boggling to me. 1947, I know, long time ago, but the World Series was televised for the very first time. The sponsors paid $65,000 for the entire series. The Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Mets. Wow, how things have changed there. On this day in 1972, Roberto Clemente of the Pittsburgh Pirates, he would record his 3,000th hit right here.
Matlack on the 0-1. Bobby hits a drive into the gap in the left center field. There she is. For a double. Papers flying, everybody standing. A double for Roberto.
3,000 career hits. The sad twist, that was the last hit he would have. He was killed in Venezuela during the offseason. On this day in 1984, remember Mike Witt from the California Angels? He would do something special.
2 balls a strike. Bouncing ball to second. He's got to do it. A perfect game for Mike Witt. Mike Witt pitches a perfect game for California. And the Angels love him.
Angels would beat the Tiger Rangers that day by the score of 1-0. Mike Witt, the 11th pitcher to throw a perfect game. On this day in 1992, Kansas City Royals All-Star George Brett stepped to the plate looking for number 3,000.
2,999 hits. Tim Fortuno's pitch ripped and one. Into right field. George Brett with a 4-for-4 night in Southern California has his 3,000th hit. He ties Roberto Clemente for 17th on the all-time list.
The ironic part of that, George Brett, the very next pitch, he would get picked off first base and had to go back to the dugout. And on this day in 1995, Albert Bell with the Cleveland Indians, the first player to go 50 doubles and 50 home runs.
Now the 2-2 offering. A swing and a drive! Deep left! Way back! Gone!
Albert Bell, the first man in baseball history with 50 home runs, 50 doubles, and what a joyous jogger on the bases for Albert Bell.
Good buddy Tom Hamilton there with a call. Herb Score chiming in. Boy, we could have used Albert Bell today, couldn't we? That'll wrap up this day in sports history. We'll come back after the news on 1310 WDPN.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. There's no sign yet of an agreement in Congress that would avoid a government shutdown at midnight. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
Without an agreement to fund their agencies, some 750,000 civilian workers could be forced to stay home. Millions more in the military and civilian ranks would be expected to work protecting life and property. After the last shutdown in 2019, Congress changed the law to ensure that all federal employees are made financially whole whenever a shutdown ends, whether they were furloughed or not. The Congressional Budget Office estimates in this round it could cost taxpayers $400 million a day to pay federal workers who'd be barred from working.
President Trump is proposing using American cities as training grounds for the armed forces. He's suggesting U.S. military might be deployed against what he describes as the invasion from within. Addressing military brass summoned to Virginia today, Trump outlined a muscular and at times norm-shattering view of the military's role in domestic affairs. He was joined by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who declared an end to what he described as woke culture and announced new directives for troops that include gender-neutral or male-level standards for physical fitness. The messages underscored the Trump administration's efforts not only to reshape contemporary Pentagon culture, but to enlist military resources in the president's priorities and in everyday American civic life. Turning Point USA's college tour is returning to Utah today for its first event since its founder Charlie Kirk was killed on a college campus there. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
Making a stop at Utah State University in Logan, Utah, about 2 hours north of Utah Valley University, where Charlie Kirk was killed, Turning Point USA is resuming its college tour. The event was scheduled before Kirk's death, and Turning Point USA sees it as a showcase to finding its path forward without Kirk at the helm. The college tour is being headlined by some of the biggest conservative names like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and Glenn Beck. Alex Stone, EBC News.
The outer bands of Hurricane Humberto lashed Bermuda today as it approached the tiny British territory, with newly formed Hurricane Imelda following closely behind. A hurricane warning was in effect for the island located in the North Atlantic as forecasters warned of dangerous seas, strong winds, and heavy rain. Humberto was expected to pass well west and north of Bermuda today and tomorrow morning. Imelda was expected to pass near or over the island tomorrow afternoon as a Category 2 hurricane, that according to the Bermuda Weather Service. It's 80 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunny skies in the forecast for this afternoon with a high near 82 degrees. Tonight, clear skies, a low 49. Wednesday, sunshine, a high near 73. Thursday, mostly sunny, a high 74. Friday, sunshine, a high near 77 degrees. That's your WDPN weather.
Guardians fall to the Tigers today by the score of 2-1. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Also, you can watch and listen live right now on our WDPN Facebook page, our Twitter page, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Game 2 tomorrow, 108, Jack Flaherty against Tanner Bybee. Win or go home tomorrow. It's going to be a tense day tomorrow. Going to be a tense day. Come on. Let's get this together. Steve on Facebook, Detroit was better today. No mistakes, Guardians. Got to get it done tomorrow. Brian says, well, we still have tomorrow. Jeff says, we still got this, Sammy. Tony says, terrible base running by Jose on third base with no outs. Tobin says, crap. Coach Thorley, going on contact sucks. I agree. Coach, I agree. You can't go on contact there. You can't go on contact there. Jim says you got to get more than one ball out of the infield. Agree. How are we feeling? Thoughts on today's game, and how do you feel about tomorrow? Will there be a game 3, or is this it? Is tomorrow going to be the end? Can we win tomorrow and get the game 3? Will we? Not can we, will we? Flaherty, Bybee. I like the pitching matchup tomorrow. I think tomorrow there might be a chance of well, we'll see. I think you see a lot more runs tomorrow. Obviously, there was only 3 today. I think you'll see at least double the runs tomorrow, maybe a few more. We'll see. I'm going to We'll check the Vegas line and see what they have. I'm sure the line's already out for tomorrow. Let's see here. Oh my God, the Cubs game's over already. Wow. Cubs beat the Padres 3-1. That was fast. Our game took 2 hours and 34 minutes today up in Cleveland. How long did the Cubs game take? 2 hours and 25 minutes. Cubbies 3-6-1. Padres 1-4-0. That was a fast ball game. All right, tomorrow, Guardians and Tigers. The Guards on the money line are -125. And they got the over-under tomorrow at 6.5. That's what it was today. So the experts, Vegas, believes that the very, very low scoring tomorrow, too.
But
I don't know.
The minus, doesn't that mean they think the Guardians are going to win?
They do, but it's a very low.
Yeah. I'm always trying to make sure I understand betting correctly because I don't do enough of it to.
Oh, we'll get you squared away.
No, I'm good. I don't want to understand it too well.
We'll start holding classes in here after the show.
Once you cross that line, there's no going back.
Once you cross that line, baby, you are not going back. So yeah, Vegas thinks very flip. It's a coin flip tomorrow. It's a coin flip. -125. That's a coin flip game. And then on Thursday, if we get that far, Casey Mize will go up against Slade Ciccone. That's the pitching matchup if there would be a game 3 coming up on Thursday. So 6 o'clock tonight, Yankees, Red Sox. 9 o'clock tonight, Reds and the Dodgers. Those will be a couple of good games. Speaking of the Dodgers, I meant to read this during On This Day in Sports History, but we were going over a little bit, so I had to punt. 1999 on this day, the Giants play the LA Dodgers in the last baseball game to be played at Candlestick Park. Dodgers would win that game 9-4. They had 61,389 people there that day. Remember old Candlestick Park? Whew. The wind would eat right through you. Especially at the baseball games. Football games, it wasn't as bad because it's football. You're all bundled up and you're fired up and, probably been drinking for 8 hours. Baseball is a whole new story in San Francisco, especially at night. With the wind and the way Candlestick Park was, that was like a wind tunnel. Like there were games in July, August, and September. People were literally freezing to death. And, until the very end of Candlestick Park, the Giants weren't very good. You had to be a diehard to pay to go watch the San Francisco Giants at Candlestick Park back in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. They were not very good. They were not good at all. What was that line by, I forget who said it. I think it was Tony Bennett. The coldest winter I spent was the summer I spent in San Francisco. That's how cold it gets when that sun goes down. Northern California, same with Oakland. People think, oh, California, nice, warm, toasty. Not in Northern California. It's not. It gets chilly. All right, let's switch gears here a little bit. We'll get back into the Guards before we wrap up and say goodbye. I started talking about chilly and cold, and kind of makes me think about football a little bit. AP College Top 25 poll is out. Ohio State is still number 1, as they should be, coming off that 24-6 win against the Washington Huskies up in Seattle over the weekend. Buckeyes defense was on point. Offense kind of hiccup along the way, but their defense was really good. Buckeyes hosting Minnesota this Saturday night, I believe, 7:30 the kickoff at the Horseshoe. Oregon, number 2 this week, 5-0. Beat Penn State in Happy Valley during the whiteout. You know, as much as I try to just, it's Oregon. It's Oregon. But they've proven they can't win the big one. But they've also proven that they are they are a legit team. They're a legit top 5 team. I know it's all the flash and dance and the uniforms and the Nike and the this and the that. Under all that stuff is a really good football program. They're number 2 in the country. Miami of Florida is ranked 3rd. They are 4-0. Ole Miss is number 5. They took care of LSU over the weekend. How about the Lane train? Lane Kiffin. Got them Rebels at 5-0. Oklahoma this week comes in at number 5. Texas A&M is 6. Penn State drops down to 7. The next time James Franklin wins a big game, it'll be the first time. Nittany Lions are 3-1. Here come the Hoosiers. Indiana. 5-0. Legit. Coach Cignetti. They're legit. Don't laugh at Indiana. Now, I don't know if they're good enough to beat Ohio State or Oregon. Indiana's pretty good. Texas is 9. 3-1 are the Longhorns, and here comes Alabama. The Crimson Tide is 3-1. Don't sleep on the old Tide. Don't sleep on them. Texas Tech number 11 this week. 4-0 for the Red Raiders. Georgia is 12th at 3-1. LSU is 13th. They are 4-1. Iowa State, the Cyclones of Matt Campbell. They're 14th this week. They are 5-0. Rounding out the top 25, Tennessee is number 15. Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilt Commodores are 16th in the country. They're 5-0. That's a good football story. I don't think they're going to go undefeated, but that's a good story for Vandy. Another good story out of the ACC, Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck, are 17th in the country. They're 5-0. Florida State drops all the way to 18th after that loss to Virginia. They dropped 10 spots. The Noles are 3-1. Missouri is 19. Michigan is 20. The Wolverines are 3-1. Rounding out the top 25, Notre Dame is number 21 in the country. They're 2-2. Illinois, ranked 22nd. BYU is 23rd. Virginia, 24th. Arizona State is 25th. The Sun Devils come in with a record of 4-1. Big come-from-behind win last weekend against TCU out in the desert. So if I had to give you a couple of teams to keep your eye on, everybody wanted to write Alabama off. 3-1. They're ranked 10th in the country. Now watch them go. Another team to keep your eye on. And I don't know how many people are really paying attention to them, even though they're ranked as high as they are. Ole Miss. Keep your eyes on Ole Miss. And I think Iowa State at 5-0. Now, their schedule is going to get a little more difficult. I think Matt Campbell will have them in the top 10 here in a couple of weeks. I watch out for Iowa State. They're no longer the cute little engine that could. That's a legit. They're going to be They're going to be in the top 10. You mark my words. Iowa State will be in the top 10. Buckeyes should handle their business against Minnesota this weekend. They got them at home. PJ Fleck and the Row Your Boat boys are coming down to Columbus on Saturday. That's a 7:30 kick. By the way, the Buckeyes are a 23.5-point favorite. Ooh, 23.5-point favorite over Minnesota. Also, Saturday could be game 1 of the American League division round. We could be in Seattle. The Guardians could be in Seattle on Saturday night. Right now, the way that it's set up, on Saturday, all game 1s will be played of the divisional round, and your home teams will be Toronto, East Coast, Milwaukee, East Coast, Philadelphia, East Coast, Seattle, West. So the Guards would probably play the late game on Saturday, and probably on Sunday too. I know, I'm not going to worry about that. I just wanted to throw that out there to you. We could have a really nice day Saturday, huh? We got Mount Union at 1:30. You could have the Buckeyes at 7:30, and you could have the Guards at like 9 or 9:30 on Saturday night. How sweet would that be? I know. Call me your Jets. Okay, I will. Looking at some of the Vegas numbers for the college games on Saturday, Michigan is a 17-point favorite over Wisconsin. I think Luke Fickell is going to be fired. I think Luke Fickell is going to be fired here if they don't win and win, like string a couple together. I think he could be out. Illinois is a 10-point favorite over Purdue. Speaking of Iowa State, they are a dog this Saturday, and they're coming to Ohio. Iowa State's going to play down at Cincinnati. It's a noon game on Saturday, and the Bearcats are a 1.5-point favorite over Iowa State. I'd have to jump on that one. Let me see here. Notre Dame is a 21-point favorite over Boise State. Penn State is a 27-point favorite on the road at UCLA. Boy, the UCLA football program stinks. Why the hell they ever hired Deshaun Foster to be a head coach of that team, I will never understand that. He's already fired. I don't know how he got the job. I don't know how he got the job. Go back and look at Deshaun Foster's opening press conference when he took the job to be the head football coach at UCLA. Go Google that. Go look that up right now. Just type in Deshaun Foster UCLA press conference. Wow, was that a disastrous hire. Vanderbilt and Alabama this weekend. In Tuscaloosa, the Tide are a 10.5-point favorite over Vandy. So that undefeated season for Vanderbilt probably comes to an end here on Saturday afternoon. Probably comes to an end. I believe that ball game is on ABC. What else is going on here? Oh, my God. Kent State has to go to Oklahoma. Sooners are laying 46. Kent State's bad. Texas Tech minus 11.5 at Houston. That will be a tough game for the Red Raiders. Miami at Florida State. The Canes minus 4.5 at the Knolls on Saturday night. That'll be a fun game. And that's about it as far as the games that have a little juice. All right, we're going to take a break. It is 5:52 here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. When we get back, we'll take a look at the NFL power rankings real quick. We'll recap the Tigers and the Guardians. We'll tell you about Dylan Gabriel. Looks like he is going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns on Sunday. And we'll start to wrap things up here on a Tuesday afternoon. Stay with us.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
All right, back on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. We've got about 5 minutes before we wrap things up. Guardians fall to the Tigers today 2-1. Game 2 tomorrow at 1:08. Jack Flaherty for the Tigers, Tanner Bybee for the Guardians. Win or go home tomorrow. We'll be here. Tomorrow's going to be like a carbon copy of today. We're going to be on pins and needles. I'm going to open up the show at 3 o'clock, 3:10. Game's going to be about the 6th or 7th inning, and I'm going to be going out of my mind. Unless we're up like 8-0. Tomorrow's going to be another high drama, high tension, nerve-wracking afternoon. That's just the way it's going to be. Does anybody care that the WNBA and the USA Network are teaming up? No, I didn't think so. It says the league announced an 11-year media rights deal with the USA Network today. USA Network will air 50 games annually, playoffs and the finals. And nobody cares. And you know what? You know what they didn't mention? How much the contract was worth. It tells you all you need to know there. No one cares. All right. Let's see here. Move that over there. Power rankings. Oh, real quick, NFL. Boy, this was hard to watch last night. The Miami Dolphins season over for Tyreek Hill. Just completely mauled his kneecap last night. Tore multiple ligaments dislocated kneecap, undergoing surgery today. All right, for the power rankings, where do you think the Brownies are? Wow. How about that? The Browns are 25th this week. They were 27th. They actually went up a couple spots, even though they got beat. But look for Dylan Gabriel to get the start against the Vikings on Sunday. Your bottom teams in the NFL, as far as the power rankings are concerned, Miami is 29th. The Jets are 30th. The Saints are 31st. And the Tennessee Titans are 32nd. They have lost by 8, 14, 21, and 26 points. And now they're already talking about Brian Callahan. He might not even make it the rest of the season. Titans are bad. All right, the top teams. The Rams come in at number 4 with a record of 3-1. Puka Nacua, 170 yards and a touchdown on 13 catches on Sunday for the Rams. Detroit Lions are number 3 in the NFL or power rankings. The Philadelphia Eagles are number 2. How about the Eagles? This is unbelievable. They didn't even complete a pass in the second half. They were good enough to beat the Buccaneers in Tampa last Sunday. They are number 2. And number 1 in the NFL or power rankings, no surprise here, the Buffalo Bills. Had a little trouble with the Saints. They were probably just messing around. But by far, and I think a pretty good margin right now, things could change. The Buffalo Bills by far are the best team right now in the NFL. All right, it is time to go. You hear Phil in the background. Tough day today. Guardians fall to the Tigers 2-1. We got to regroup, got to get it together. What are we going to do? We're going to rally together. 108 first pitch tomorrow. We'll be on the air tomorrow with you live here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, so don't miss that. Thanks to Ryan Rainsberg. Great job today. Thanks to everybody who took part in the show today. Always appreciate that. And we'll do it all over again tomorrow at 3 right here. All right. Go Browns. Go Cavs. Go Bucks. Go Guards. Let's rally together. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.